Friday Night Soccer features a Mid-Buckeye showdown right here at Scott Bailey Memorial Field. We've got state-ranked powerhouse Kidron Central Christian invading Olivesburg to clash with the Cougars of Crestview, fresh off a victory last night on senior night. We've got pregame coverage in your opening kickoff, all on the way, live and free, next.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
This is Jonathan Langdon. Catch me right here every Thursday for the Block Party presented by Bob and Bob Door Company, your place for volleyball highlights on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday Night Football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
It's the Pioneer Career and Technology Center pre-game show. Crestview hosting Kidron Central Christian here in a Tuesday night Mid-Buckeye clash that you can only watch right here on the OH Report. Your live and free coverage begins right now. Welcome to Olivesburg, Ohio, everybody. I am Brian Skowronski. I'll be on the call here tonight for this conference rivalry. Two teams about to duel it out on a beautiful early fall evening here on the outskirts of Ashland, Ohio. Temperatures right around 80 degrees, still very sunny out, and just a perfect night for boys soccer. Before we get a little bit deeper into the storylines for tonight's game, let's first rise, if you're able, and stand to honor America with the playing of our national anthem. And with that, we'll now get ready for tonight's action and tell you about Central Christian and the squad from Kidron, the Comets, who are invading here on the road tonight, looking to knock off the Cougars for a third consecutive season. This is a really solid defensive team, giving up only about a half goal per contest so far through 12 matches, and they've scored 2 or more goals in every single game that they've competed in, with the exception of just one. Their lone loss on the year to Cardinal Mooney, a really quality club that's got 8 wins on their season so far. And you look at the last 3 games for them, that's been, if you will, their rough patch, or at least the most challenging stretch for Coach Steiner and the gang, who came out of the gates just absolutely smoking hot. 9 consecutive victories to begin 2025, right on the heels of making it to a state Final Four last year. So a team that certainly felt like they had something to prove, graduating several players off of that team that made that run last year, and they have been up to the challenge so far here tonight. And standing in their way tonight, the Crestview Cougars, their 4th year back as a program. A little low on numbers this season, only 13 in uniform here tonight. They did get a win on senior night, celebrating their lone 12th grader, Kyler Collins, last night, a victory over Pleasant, 3-1 to get the good juju going back here in Cougar country. And they've been absolutely dominant when you look at what they've done in their victories so far on the year, outscoring opponents by 25 goals during those games. So Crestview, when things are going good, they're really going good out here in Cougar land, and they certainly feel like they've got their biggest challenge of the season here in town tonight. Coach Pond telling me that they're going to have to really try to just cut down the crisp midfield passing that the Comets are able to typically specialize in, and when they're in the attacking third, try to cut those out as well. That was Coach's keys to victory. Now let's take a look at mine, presented by Pioneer Career and Technology Center. For the Cougars, just some successful counter attacks. The best way to beat this Comets defense is just to take them off guard. You have to be able to hit some deep driving balls over the top and have someone who can chase them down and try to get a one-on-one or make a great play. And then just force some deep shots defensively. Park it in the box if you need to. Make it an ugly-looking contest at times, just to make sure that the Comets aren't finding their stride early in this one. And on the flip side, you just got to be you. If you're Kidron Central Christian, lean into your championship pedigree and play physical on that back line. Make the Cougars think about charging into that box. And if they can do that, I think it just might be the Comets who return to their winning ways. So we're now here into the action. Half number 1 underway. See if I can adjust that clock for you guys. Yeah, take it down. I'll mess with this here for a minute. Just an absolutely beautiful night, and we've just been super blessed so far here during the first week and a half of fall, experiencing some light summer-like conditions. So we get a good drive right in the front of the net, but an awesome save made here by the sophomore keeper. So the first tests here early, and the Cougars are up for the challenge. They're going to be back on their heels a bunch tonight. Just going to have to continue to defend with pride, and off to a great start there. Exactly, I think, what you needed from the start here if you're a Cougar fan. There we go. Mentioned it's just not a very deep Crestview roster. Trying to replace a bunch of dudes lost to graduation. 13 out this year. Only one freshman. but they do have a very talented sophomore and junior class that are leading the way. So 1 freshman, 1 senior, and then plenty of kids here like Brennan Dilly will be controlling in the midfield tonight here for the Cougars to keep an eye on. Your scoreboard sponsor this year when we're over in Crestview country, Simonson Construction Services. Shout out to them. So we're going to get our second goal kick here of the match. Big ball. Oh, this is a beautiful ball out in space. A chance to go do some work here for Kenneth McGregor, but an excellent stop. Boy, that's about as good a chance as you can expect here if you're a Crestview fan. Delicious feed on the mark. One-on-one with the keeper, and a relatively easy save is all that was needed there. Brian Martin, the starter in net here for Kidron Central Christian. And the shot attempts now evened up, 1 apiece. Braden Perrigan has it deflected. Another chance for a shot and a big collision. A little surprised that actually didn't draw a whistle, as Dilly drives that in, and this is what everyone's kind of complaining about here on the Crestview side. There's just no ball whatsoever. And you can tell the defender, he certainly thought that he was going to be putting his keeper in a position to have to defend against a penalty kick. So a tough blow here early on for the Cougars, and 2 great opportunities, but looking to create some more right here. Perrigan with the rock, pushing it out wide. He'll barrel through the defender, sends Aaron Laird down to the floor. The referees, 2 of them here tonight, obviously letting them decide this thing out on the field. Good ball, plenty of space here in the middle. Sent forward, a chance now for Charlie Mdidis. So that's cleared out of there. It's the excellent setup here. Jacob Neuenschwander. Another nice ball on the mark. And Yorgo can't get it to drop. Another solid save, second that we've seen so far here from Parker Giampetro. Spills that one out as well. Theft here from Troy Weaver. Now the Cougars looking to flip the script. Perrigan going to carry down into enemy territory. Looking to cut back against the grain. Ran into Neuenschwander. Braden again tried to flare it out to the wing. Not this time. Defended nicely. Now Emerson settles at his feet. Chris move through the middle. Yorgo turns, sets up, left foot shot, and another save. Each keeper has been up to the task. Just about everything's been on frame so far, and plenty of offense already developing. Not even 7 minutes here into this Mid-Buckeye Conference showdown tonight. One of the last games in the conference season. Kidron's got a big one coming up here later in the week. Mansfield Christian traveling over to their place. As that's over the boundary and out of bounds here for a Comet throw. Spinning in the midfield goes Yorgo. And Edmondson, I believe, called for the offside. Big hello to everybody out there watching live and free tonight on our Facebook, BS Media Productions Facebook, as well as our main YouTube channel. Drop me a comment, and I will shout you out. And I see Josh Young, our #1 fan out there in the YouTube, already getting involved in the action. Checking in on another game, and Josh Young wants to check in on some coverage for an OCC showcase, Lexington versus Madison. Neither of those schools allow live streams at their school. Well, Lexington does, but it's done through local TV. Madison just, period, does not allow any live streams for sporting events. Do have highlights lined up. And a good game on hand here at the Cougar Den, Scott Bailey Memorial. Just a picturesque night here on the outskirts of Ashland. Prime conditions for a late season soccer showdown. And I think Crestview, for them, just really trying to prove themselves. Kidron, they've been able to do it. Consistent program for quite a number of years. Mention the fact that they're coming off of that state Final Four appearance. 15 victories last year on their way into the state semis. Took care of Crestview a season ago, 4-zip in their contest in Kidron as well. So they've had the run of play. Looking to keep that going. Little cross near post. Yorgo can't really get a solid look on net. Cougars looking to clear. That's exactly what they're able to do to Paragon. Looking to make a hard turn. Wasn't able to hook up on the outside there. One of his teammates. Punched out of bounds. We are going to have corner kick #1 on the way. We're going to play it short, near post. Cougars again able to handle defensively. So we're about 11 minutes in. It was Crestview that had two really clean looks early on in the competition. Central Christian as well, only a minute into the action. Nearly broke through to take the lead. Since then, couple of shots for the Comets. Haven't been able to direct anything really on frame. They might get one here. Oh, great pass on the money. Two players in the area, and this one finds the bag for Wilson Loans. Comets strike first. About 12 minutes here into the competition. And that was pick your poison that time for the Cougar defense. Just a side shovel. Yorgo, along with Wilson, both in the area. And Loans, the junior, able to put that one in the back. Cougars playing from behind now, trying to square something up here, looking for an equalizer. Neuenschwander quick off the toss, gets it back inside here for Ezra Coleman. Crestview steps up, creates a turnover in the midfield. Now Dilly nearly had his pocket picked. Possession going to stay with the kids in the red uniforms. Crestview looking to score back-to-back victories here tonight. Now they're back on their heels as the ball twisting sideways over the touchline. And there'll be a goal kick on the way here for Crestview. Do have other live and free action going down tonight, including right here in Olivesburg, indoors, where the Lady Cougars on the volleyball court are taking on Mapleton. Mounties trailing 18-20 that early on. Set number one. We've also got a second place match going right now in the Northern 10. Lady Warriors of Mohawk are on the road in Blue Devil country. Mohawk, the defending N10 champs, I think 3 times over. They've got a 12-9 lead right there in the first. If you're on the Facebook, really easy to flip around. Check in on one, pop back to the other. But right now, a scoring opportunity here for the Comets. Neuenschwander's got a good toss. Overrunning that play allows Braden Miller to get to it. Now Ensley off the chip in the middle. Didn't look like he got touched by a Crestview player, so this will be another goal kick. Substitutions on the way now for Central Christian. They'll have 4 fresh bodies back into the mix. Oh, what a luxury that must be. That's what you're thinking if you're Coach Mike Pond and the Cougars. With their 13 players this season, he said practice just hasn't quite been what it was from a year ago when they were blessed with 21 players out for the team. Just can't really do scrimmages. Everything's pretty much a 4-on-4 drill this season for Crestview, so it's been a change of pace. But they're able to work a little bit on different things, building individual talent. And they do have some strong up-and-coming players in this sophomore class that certainly Coach is very excited about, along with assistant Mike Hetrick. So developing a program basically from scratch here. Crestview has done a pretty darn good job. This is just year number 4 since returning back to the soccer pitch after several years off. Good give and go. On the money here, Dilly. Just a little bit behind. Tried to thread the needle up top. Kyle Cooker, though, read that nicely. He was like a safety watching traffic switch. Able to step in between. Little shake and bake in the middle. Peregrine drops it back. And this one flutters way over the top. That was McGregor, leading scorer for the Cougars so far this season. Do have a pair of double-digit goal scorers. McGregor, the junior forward, and then also Dilly. Brandon with 10 goals so far. Love to get one early in this game, and especially now that they're behind on the scoreboard. Try to keep pace here. So we'll get a harsh tackle over on the far side. This will be a foul against Crestview. First foul by my count against the Cougars. Hensley lets this one slide through. Makes its way over to Dorian Howells. Now Shire turns it back. Might have cut off the chin here of Paragon. No, just off the chest. It's not as bad as I initially thought. That is the benefit of the slowed down instant replays. Probably the best thing about being up here in the booth. Anytime you question yourself on what you've seen, all you got to do is just spin it back and check it out all over again. That's what they'll do here from the flag. Third time they've had a corner kick. Howells overshoots everyone. Out of the scrum, it'll pop out. Cougars allowing a little bit of ground out here. And deflected here, Aaron Lehman with the shot. So they'll flip sides, and the Comets have another set piece coming up. Gianpietro is playing on that inside corner of the net here, just trying to protect. You see the Cougars packing it in the box. 10 players in there, all defending. And I think that's what it's going to take tonight. Try to keep pace with a team like Central Christian. So we get a foul against the Comets. That was almost like a defensive pass interference call where you just don't want to get beat or a holding. You just hang on to the receiver. Don't let them blow by you. Tips off the right foot here. Braden Miller. Turn near sideline here for House. Into the middle, Miller looking to attack. Big ball, trying to crunch through a pair of defenders. Parker comes out to clean it. Couple of headers in a row. Now lands near the feet of the Cougs. It's a little sloppy there. Each team, a couple of giveaways back and forth. See, Crestview's really doing an excellent job when they're getting into the attacking third. Really pestering, pressuring, and doing it in numbers. There's at least 2 defenders going towards ball. Every attempt so far the Central Christian has had. Crestview playing with 4 line defensemen here. Central Christian, really well coached. Alex Steiner and his staff will adjust here on the fly. Seen him earlier on in the year. Got a nice win on the road at Clear Fork. It's going to be one of the favorites, if not the favorite in their district in Division IV this season. By my count, 4 really quality wins from the Comets here in 2025. 3 of them on their home turf in Kidron, a place where not many typically walk out of with a W on their side. Gave Norwayne just one of only 3 losses on the Cats season. Smithville as well, their only loss of the year. Then recently taking care of Rootstown, who has 10 wins on their campaign. So 4 wins over teams with at least 6 victories. And in total, they've got 5 wins. 5 of their 10 come against teams that are at least 500 or better. But these ones count a little bit more when you start getting into league play and playing for pride, and a little bit more trying to get a notch up there on a league banner. And Central Christian can put themselves in a position to have their own destiny in their hands within the league. With a victory here tonight, it would put them undefeated going up against Mansfield Christian later in the week, who's also unbeaten in the MBC. Wiggle to the inside. Miller sets it up. A blast off, but it's pushed up and over the net, I think. Yeah, great save here. Oh, a little slow on the replay. I'll see if I can dial it up and show you a bit more of that one. As we do have corner kick number 5 on the way. They'll play it in shorts. Crestview prepared for it. Sent 2 players out to the flag. Now a long drive taken down the near side by Braden Smith. All the way on the outskirts of the 18. And he gets pushed down. Dorian Howes picking up the foul. And as we're in this replay, Crestview, they decided to go fast. Did not catch the Comets off guard. This is what you just missed. Paragon with a shot wide of frame. 4th shot for Crestview in this first half. It's their first one off target. Solid ball here, Dilly. Trying to make something happen. Junior captain, a bit upset with himself that he wasn't able to keep possession. 4 fresh bodies again cycling back in here for Central Christian. Should provide a big advantage for him the later into the match that we get. Seen this with quite a few rosters this season out on the soccer pitch. Those that are willing to commit to substituting in patterns of 3-4 players at a time gives you a chance to really unload the tank for about 4 or 5 minutes, then get back out there, and then as you get into the latter portions of the game, typically they're a bit more fresh. 3rd foul now against the Comets, and again the Cougars are going to play it quickly. Paragon just backing down, turning, trying to drive through the defender. And it's walloped out of that back line here at the moment. Saved well by Troy Weaver. A thing of beauty. Flick now to the middle, spinning. Looking to go after the ball. Here's McGregor. Header will fade out of play. So we're down to about 13 and a half minutes before we would reach halftime. I do invite you to hang around for our Pioneer Career and Technology Center halftime report. I'll have all the statistics here for these first 40 minutes. Get you all set for half number 2. Check in as well inside of the Cougar Den. Let you know what's going on with Mapleton versus Crestview volleyball. And also forecast the week that is coming up here on the OH Report. Hard step to the middle. Potential turnover. Cougars fighting back for possession. And Weaver's got it. Taking on the flag, give and go. Look at this on the hop. Just whirling right through the defense. Ben Hoddle had it going on there at first. And that'll be taken. Look at this. Just gorgeous execution. Ezra Coleman putting it on the money, and Hoddle never had to slow down, take his foot off the throttle. Now the Comets back with the rock. Here they come with the turn into traffic. Lehman's going to leave it there. Now Dilly with the step over. Trying to invite some pressure. All push through. Chance for Yorgo to get a shot off. Sets it up to the outside, and a great save. Best of the night. Barker with the squeeze off this shot from Ben Miller at point-blank range. Put it right where he needed to, but the mitts, extra sticky right there on that one. Beautiful save. 4th save of the night for GM Pietro, who's really done a decent job, I think. Had big shoes to fill. Ty Callahan, multi-year starter here in between the pipes for the Cougars. Kid that played fantastic, and I think particularly last year he was really solid. Leading a team that won 7 games, I mean way more than they had the previous 2 years. Just trying to get back into the swing of things. We're 22 and they're returning. Just a couple of wins that year, 2 wins in 23. And then with all the seniors that they had last year, 7-8-2. So had a chance to finish above 500. Did get rocked out in the first round of the tournament by Huron. But it felt like it was kind of a culture swing and change out here in Olivesburg. Just trying to make soccer cool again in Cougar country. So we get a foul here on the full extension. Just the 2 hands in the back. Draws the ire of the referee. So we'll have free kick, and this one launched. Perrigan was able to send it forward. Now here he is back with the ball at his shoes. Tried to make a little cute move around Ezra Coleman. But it ends up Comets flipping the turf, coming back down here on the offensive side. Just a heady play right there from Weaver to punch it off of the offensive player. Friendly hop here for the Cougars, but back to Kidron. Central Christian, a little bit of green. So they'll move it out wide. Great first touch. That's the man who has the goal, Wilson Loans. And a kick save. Onto the back goes Parker. And eventually able to collect. Gets the job done. Does GM Pietro. But he's going to have to continue to defend here. Trying to go 1v1 here, Aaron Lehman. Loses that first matchup. Cougars crowding around, and now they've got the interception. Don't think Perrigan's seen that coming in terms of the defense. This clock trying to fade away here. Under 8 minutes to go here. Half number 1. $8:17 to be exact. It's just so hard to be able to get these clocks to show for you guys. They're just so bright. Did nothing. Well, let's try to keep you verbally updated as much as I can here with the timing factor. So we got a left-footed rip, and that's through the goalpost. Another shot taken. Another look here at our Crestview Athletic Booster Club instant replay. 9 shots so far for Central Christian. Cougars have been able to put together 4. Did have 2 really nice looks early on in the competition. Step over, touch line with the cross, back post. Would have been the second for Wilson Loans if the junior could have redirected. Nice piece of soccer here for Howes to at least give his teammates a chance on that backside. Let's see, what are we at time-wise? Looks like 6.5 minutes. Stepping through, the shot ripped, and Parker looking like Peter Parker out here. Coming up with a couple of gorgeous saves like a superhero. Let's take a look at the latest. Goes airborne and then comes back in to save the day. 5th save here by Gianpietro. And he's had to make a couple of dandies just to keep this a 1-score game. That one slung shot a mile high. One out of the air here by Crestview, but possession goes now by way of Central Christian. Just a series of turnovers going right now. Solid turn by Yorgo just to hang on to the rock here. Central Christian exercising some patience. Deep drive. Cougars will get to this one first here with Grady Klein. And he'll just rocket it out of play. So we'll get a substitution here for the Comets. 4:44 to go here, half number 1. Cooper Rohrer waiting his opportunity. Now lob it right over the top of the defense. Good looking throw. Did have Howes in the area. See if Cooper's got a big throw. Steps back. Couple of steps on the outskirts of the 18 with the toss. Now Lehman keeps it on the carpet, low across the front, but the Cougars chase him out of there. That'll stay in. Maybe it did not set up here for a goal kick. So over the touchline. And the Cougars, seems like that's their instruction, just to be really swift to the action here on restart set pieces. Aaron, quick spin down in the corner, through the middle, back post, and it's 2-0. Clean setup, second goal of the night for Wilson Loans. Show it to you one more time. Look at that beautiful looking step over, the cross, the header, and off of Ensley's head. Lone comes in with a late goal, 3:27 showing on the clock. Few unhappy parents in the crowd. I'm not sure exactly what the beef is. Perhaps looking for an offside call. Doing my best to get that clock to show. It's just an uphill battle. Talk often here on these soccer broadcasts about just what a difference it makes to be able to put one in the back. Short time, under 4 minutes. That's what Kidron's able to do here. Great looking build-up, and I see potentially what a parent might be arguing there in terms of a potential offside call. So we get a collision here, and this will go on Central Christian. Aaron Edmiston whistled for the infraction. Crestview has not had a shot attempt in a little while. Looking to produce one here. Closing minute. Perekin with a nice little shuttle step. Just taken right off of his foot. And this is where Kidron is just so dynamic. They've got guys out of the back with just crazy speed. We've seen Loans. Now he gets the deflection. And corner kick number 6 on the way for the Comets. Big number. Don't have to rush this. Right around 40 seconds to go. From the flag, it'll be lobbed in. Back post and another goal. Cooper Rohr able to put this one in. So 2 goals here over the last 3 minutes. Has really changed the tide of this game. 32 seconds showing on the clock. Crestview had competed so admirably. Saw Gian Pietro just, playing on his head. Had a few really sweet saves. And now all of a sudden, tide has really, really swung. 8th shot on frame here for Central Christian in the opening half. But the latest, rather devastating to put this at a 3-goal differential. As Parker takes that one, the half will come to a close. 3-0 Comets coming here on the road. 1-1-1 over their last 3, but a team that came out of the gates with 9 consecutive victories, trying to find another hot streak here as they head into the latter portion of the season. And so far, off to a good start. We got a commercial timeout on the way. When we return, I will have your first half stats, give you a couple of score updates, and fill you in on what we have going down live and free this week on the OH Report. Keep it here. Live and free coverage returns in just a couple minutes.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
This is Jonathan Langdon. Catch me right here every Thursday for the Block Party presented by Bob and Bob Door Company, your place for volleyball highlights on the OH Report.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Tuesday night high school soccer brought to you live and free exclusively on the OH Report, thanks to our friends at Simonson Construction Services, Inc. From concept to completion, they can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. Pioneer Career and Technology Center, preparing students for college, careers, and the jobs of tomorrow. Madison Adult Career Center, your local provider for career technical training in healthcare, trades, cosmetology programs, and customized workforce training for employees. Sutton Bank, where you can earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. And the Crestview Athletic Booster Club, proudly serving Cougar athletes for more than 40 years. Go Cougars. I'm going to punch in these halftime stats for you guys. We'll be back here in just a couple of minutes. Hang tight. Put you in one more commercial break.
Does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
This is Jonathan Langdon. Catch me right here every Thursday for the Block Party presented by Bob and Bob Door Company, your place for volleyball highlights on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
It's halftime here in Olivesburg. 3 goals scored in the match, all of them so far by Central Christian in this NBC showdown. 2 of those goals coming late here in the first half. Rohrer with just 32 seconds in the first 2 goals, courtesy of Wilson Lohner. Have the comments enjoying right now. A nice cushion here with just 40 minutes remaining in the match. I am Brian Skowronski here on the call with you guys. Jump inside of our first half stats. Show you by the numbers how everything has played out so far up to this point. See the comments producing a lot of shots, and many of them have been on frame. 5 saves from Parker Gianpietro. A couple of those were really good. If not, this could be closer to like a 5-goal differential right now. And on the flip side, the Cougars, most of their offensive opportunities coming in about a 2 to 3 minute window early on. Minutes like 35 to 30 or so right in there, and they were really kind of dictating a little bit of the pace. And since then, the possession has really slanted in favor of Central Christian. Comments have been in command here in the first half, and somewhat as anticipated. This is a team coming in with, a lot of momentum, but also not playing their best soccer of the season right now. After that 9-0 start, revisit their team spotlight real quick. Show you what their seasons look like here of late, and then also how it's just been going in general this season with the 9-game win streak out of the box. Outscoring their opponents on average by about 2.5 goals per game, but what you love is that they have not been shut out. On the flip side, they've held 8 opponents to 0 goals so far out of their 10 wins. So it's a really sharp defensive crew. Good goaltending on the back line as well. I think Brian Martin's been solid throughout the course of the season, and that's why they're in front here at the moment. And for Crestview, did have a game last night. Took care of Pleasant here at home on senior night. Coming in with a bit of momentum, winners of 3 of their last 5 as the second half action gets underway here in Olivesburg. But this, the most talented opponent that they have seen so far to date. They were able to take their best shot in that first half. Can they start to slant the momentum in their favor? Slow down a bit of this common attack. Central Christian has other ideas. Trying to get down into their offensive portion of the field and keep it there, where they spend a good duration of the second half of that first half. Crestview digs it out, punches it to nobody in particular, just trying to get it up top, see if they can't find Kenneth McGregor and have him throw on the chef's hat and just start cooking. Hasn't had much wiggle room. Paragon has tried to make some 1v1 moves, has won several of them. So we'll get a hold on the far side. This will go against Brennan Dilly. Got beaten. I think that's just some frustration. Reaching out, trying to hold back the Comet player. It's the second foul here against Crestview. And I think sometimes that's misleading. You look and you'd be like, oh, they're really playing clean. They've only got 1 foul. Well, you kind of want to pick up some fouls along the way here in the beautiful game. Got to dirty things up a little bit, and certainly you're able to exercise some physicality as long as it's not outside the boundaries of the rules. And you know, you want to make people think, specifically when they're trying to come into your 18. Little shoulder to shoulder, hip bumps. See if Crestview's able to match what was the more physical team in that first half. 5 fouls for Central Christian. They made a couple of smart ones too. Maneuvering around, Ben Miller now to the middle of the park. And that last connecting touch from Cole Steiner just did not find anybody in a white top. Trying to maintain the attack. Paragon, though, with the theft, he'll get it off. Here comes McGregor, but right back at you. Just have not been able to get anything going in opponent territory yet. McGregor trying to push his way through. Now this will scored out for Tristan Teeter. Beat Cougar ball. Dilly on the fly, coming down with the high dribble. Now the throw in the mixer. Whistle blows it dead. It's going to go against Crestview. I think they called an illegal throw. It's the only thing that makes sense with the repositioning of the ball. Certainly you could be offsides on a throw-in. So a tough break for Crestview. Is a pretty good toss, and they had it in traffic. Yorgo applies some pressure. Cougars have to put it out of play, and looks like Comet's going to try to flip the field again here. And play has been stopped. Coach Mike Pond just given a yellow card. Vocalizing he just wasn't a big fan of, well, the illegal throw in here. The first card issued tonight. We're back to action. Yeah, I'm done trying to fight with this clock with you guys, so I'll just try to vocalize as best I can the timing that's going on. We're not even 5 minutes here into half number 2, so plenty still on the way. Be a Central Christian throw. And as promised, an update from inside the Cougar Den, where Crestview, wow, a huge third set lead right now. It's all even, one set apiece in the Lady Cougars with a 12-1 cushion in that third set. Meanwhile, inside the Devil's Den, check in on Carey in the Warriors of Mohawk. That's a first place game, or excuse me, for second place behind Buckeye Central in the N10. So waiting for my video feed to upload here. They're on a commercial break. Check back on that one. And you guys already know how to get there. That, I think, is on YouTube channel 1 tonight, and then also on our Facebook feed. How are you enjoying your Tuesday night? Where are you tuning in from? Hit me with some comments. Let me know a couple details about your Tuesday night. What you're looking forward to this week. You got lots of games coming up here on the OH Report. Tomorrow we also have some volleyball. We'll have Ridgemont on the road at Mount Gilead, plus your high school football stat leaders in Travis Big League Berardi's Country Roads Rankings, which is really cool this season. I love how we've put together a new metric system to be able to determine who the best team is through a formula. It's not just off the dome of Travis Berardi. Dilly, a little bit of room, front and center. It evaporates. Now he'll unload this one. First shot in a while for the Cougars. And a clean save by Martin. Only shot of the second half so far here for Crestview. And I think they went like the last 14 minutes of the first half too without finding their way into the shot column, as it's now back-to-back uncorked here from Dilly. He had a window, but that's not even close. He and McGregor have been the 1-2 punch up top that has really led this team offensively this season. Got 23 of the team's 42 goals so far. Another corner kick opportunity on the way here for the Comets. This will be their second here in half 2. Well, there's about 8 minutes gone by. They'll play it short here, near post. A shot, and it's in there. So Central Christian continues their offensive dominance. It's Cooper Rohr with his second. Four nothing deficit now for the Cougars here at home. 31-32 mark. One more look on the Crestview Athletic Boosters Club replay. Just putting it into traffic. Assist to Aiden Horst. And then the celebration. Cooper Rohrer with his second goal. He and Wilson Lohner combining for 2 goals each. So the Cougars in a really bad spot now. And especially with one of their top scorers, Dilly. Looks like he's reaching for his right foot. And with just 2 subs over on the sideline here, Crestview can ill afford to have one of their captains come up a little bit gimpy, but that's the case right now. Dilly had to shake off some early season injuries too. Had a hip pointer problem. Saw Braden Smith too had like some lower back issues as well. So short-staffed in terms of the roster this year, but outside of those early season injuries, Dilly and Smith fighting through, been able to stay relatively healthy. Looking to switch the field outside, Ensley. Able to find Rohrer. Here's Cooper. Keeping it on the carpet. Deflected back. Now here's Berrigan able to put a soft touch on it. Down at his feet, but quickly. Kidron Central Christian. You see defensively how just super stout. Seem to make the right play right when necessary. Given cushion. See when they elect to try to collapse here and try to put some pressure on Brennan. Puts his hand up. I mean, they're really allowing a lot of space. And it looked like he was going to cross it, and instead just tried to shoot. And that's up off the goalpost. Set up a goal kick. Martin hasn't had a ton of these so far here tonight. Check out that right leg. Drills it here near side, taken on the fly by the Cougars. Heavy touch from Teeter, but swatted out by Central Christian. Pushing with pace, nice step back, Edmiston. Keeping it on his toe now with the pullback. Just playing with his food a little bit there. Braden Smith in his face. Comments elect just to put it down in plus territory. And just a little lack of communication right here defensively by the Cougars. Nearly ran into each other as Gianpietro punches it out. Quick throw in here, Cougars able to rocket it back the other way. Time of possession heavily favoring Kidron Central Christian in the second half. Skipping through traffic, giving up the body, goes down Edmiston. Looking for the shot. And we'll get a foul. Infraction goes against Nathan Kaufman, junior defender. Third foul this second half against Crestview. Chance for a clean look just outside of the box. Aaron Edmiston on the ball right now. See 5 Cougars looking to form the wall. Now Peregrine breaks off, and this one's shot top shelf, but poked up and over. Another save for Parker Gianpietro. Second save of the second half for Parker. That'll push him out to the corner. Third time we've seen Kidron out at the flag here in the second half. Back post headed away. Now this one launched out in space. Brian coming out of the box. Kind of a dangerous play on it. Got just enough boot on the ball to get it to Ben Hoddle. Cougars a little high heat. Paragon drops it back. Here's some room. They got something going. Give and go. Worland back away from net. See just heavy pressure by Kidron. Play a little bit soft. Allow you to come into their zone. Then just seem to make the right step at the right time. Kind of like a smooth dancer out on the floor. You know what I'm talking about. See him just hitting all the right spots and moves on beat. Cougars were able to get through a couple times early. Dilly goes down. Foul here against the Comets. By my count, first foul here against Central Christian in the second half. And we are about 15 minutes in. Through the middle, the turn deflected. It's been kind of a quiet night offensively for Kenneth McGregor. See what we get here from the Comets. Tough angle, but burning it to the back. Aaron Edmiston fills it up. 5-zip now. Comets have just been flaring here tonight. Out on the run, producing another goal. At the 24-23 mark. Just outside the box. See Parker try to cut down the angle. Just the perfect solution from Aaron Edmiston, the sophomore, able to drain it. Some sloppy footing there from Brandon Burgosh. Went down in a heap right in front of the Crestview bench. Gives away back over to Central Christian. We've got a healthy assortment of backups over on the sideline. Might start seeing some of the underclassmen and some players that didn't get a ton of playing time at the varsity ranks. The game just about out of reach now, 5-0. Cougars have only produced one shot on net so far here in the second half. Cougar fans enjoying the whistle. Getting a foul against one of theirs. Shire shutting it down. They'll go back to him. Not the crispest ball movement, but works out for Central Christian. Played into the box. Header flies by untouched. A quality look here from the Comets. Little ovation cascading in here for Crestview sub. Not even at the midway point here in the second half. 21:42 still showing on the clock. And it's going to be Crestview ball. Cougars would love to just find a little pocket of momentum here. Haven't seen them really produce like they did in that first half. Mentioned that 5-minute window. Really thought they came strong out of the gate. They were prepared, and they were playing with purpose. Central Christian has more or less kind of found their footing, and they've been able to match. Kind of taken over this match, of course, when you look at the 5-0 lead that they have built. If you're joining us late, it's 3-0 at the break. 2 late goals coming in. Wilson Lohner with a couple. Then we saw Aurora put one in with just 32 ticks to go, and certainly you felt like that one just kind of, it swung the momentum super heavy in favor of the Comets, who came out second half and been able to build. Goal less than 8 minutes in, second from Roar, and then the latest from Edmiston a few minutes back. So for Crestview here on the ropes, trying to showcase a little bit of pride and get a clean look against a team that, as mentioned, I mean, they're coming off of a state Final Four appearance, and this is one of the best small school programs, period, in the entire state. So in your league, MBC rival, this is a good team to have on your schedule, regardless of the outcome, just to see what it looks like. I mean, double-digit wins. I've only calculated them for Central Christian each of the last 4 years, but you're looking at like 50 wins. Is this one, I think, will be offside. They are slowly walking it back. It will. There it is, that last touch. If Miller was able to put it in, it would have been fine. But they couldn't get that second touch from Lones, who wanted that hat trick. Would have been the first of his season. Battling for possession back in the midfield. This is where the Comets really do some nice work, just playing in space, tight spaces, little windows. They're able to find slivers, not that time though. Good looking takeaway from Burgash. Possessions evaporating quickly though here for the Cougars. Miller out wide, sending middle, no one home. Lones gets reacquainted in the picture, now Coleman. Just pushing through. Crestview on the hop. We'll get a trip and a foul against Central Christian. Ninth overall foul tonight against the Comets. Substitution for Crestview. Nathan Kaufman checks back in. Braden Smith taking a seat. Back line holds up. Sturdy again here for Central Christian. Only allowed 3 shot attempts here in the second half. 7 total for the match. And that might be a yellow card. It'll just be a common foul. A little late there. Just he didn't catch any of the ball with that one. And Miller, tough kid. I mean, he bounced right up. I think if he would have went down and clutched an ankle or something, like they're taught to do in the pros, might have been able to get a yellow card. Not that it would make this any different. Solid step up that time. There was just a foot race to try to earn possession. This one belted by Dilly. And I think for Crestview, you don't mind playing some of those balls right now where you just maybe try to lob it down into enemy territory. You've been on your heels for such a large portion here of the second half. Just taking a little breath and allowing things to move away from your own end sometimes is not a bad business decision. Tenth corner kick coming up here for the Comets. Unique setup here. Aaron Lehman just outside of the picture. This one flies over everything. Cougar throw on the way. 15-15 remaining. Have more Cougars boys soccer coming up later in the week, Saturday afternoon, 1 p.m. We'll have them on the road in Belleville, taking on the Clear Fork Colts. I'll be on the call for that one as well. Plus, Friday night, I'm also here at Scott Bailey Memorial. Big time Firelands Conference showdown. The Crestview Cougars taking on St. Paul. Traditional rivals, and that rivalry is really heated up. It was the Flyers that just, I mean, they dominated for a few decades there in that head-to-head. But here recently, Crestview has been the team that's been getting the better half of St. Paul. Chance to stay in first place in the Firelands Conference for the Cougars. And trying to get some confidence here. But McGregor running into some trouble. It was a good ball down in enemy territory, but you really got to tip your cap to Ben. Huddle getting down there and just a shoulder-to-shoulder rub, making it tough on the smaller Kenneth McGregor. Two good touches consecutive for Kidron. And now they'll learn a throw-in coming up as Miller goes to track it down. Comets looking for their 9th shutout of the season if they can keep the clean sheet going here tonight. Just a really tough defensive unit. Off the turn, Crestview with the coverage. Comets staying after it. But now it's the Cougars forcing the turnover. Trying to put together a 2-on-3. Kenneth right off of his front foot. And it ends the threat quickly. Great use of the body, setting up with the shot and off the deflection here. There's Ruben Carr. Tried to absolutely murk that one with the right foot. Now the Cougars turning the page, moving forward with Teeter. Good tackle here in the midfield. See if Crestview can hang on to possession, and they just have not been able to get that continuity going offensively here in the second half. When they have gotten into Kidron's side of the field, it's really been 1 or 2 passes. And really credit the Comets. Back line has been superb. They got some dudes back there, and they're not sitting at 10 wins and 12 tries without merit. Squad fresh off that state semifinal, and then the year before, regional finalist with 13 wins. Their shortest tournament run here of recent memory in 22, and they still made it to a district championship match. It won 11 games. They were regional bound in 21 as well. So the seniors here, all they've really known is just tons of winning. And it's cascaded down through the program, and this one makes it backside, but a miss. Great opportunity, one of the best that we've seen here. And there is one of those seniors, Ben Miller. This was scripted perfectly, and just a miss hit. Assuming Kidron hangs on for a win here tonight, the seniors here at the varsity ranks, this will be their 50th victory. 50. And a long way to go here in their senior campaign. Hot shot. That'll sell wide and out of play. As the clock fades, now under 10 minutes to go. 5-0 still on our Simonson Construction Services scoreboard. Do have more Crestview volleyball coming up this week too, so lots of Cougars on our airwaves. They'll be hosting Plymouth coming up on Thursday night. Coach Report will be back in the building for that. So, I mean, you could call this Cougar Week here. 4 total live streams. Let's check in on that Crestview volleyball match. See if it's still going down. Looks like we got a goal here. Another for Central Christian. And the good times just keep on coming. Spin it back for you. Show you the latest. Just a hard charge, and Ben Miller put a little icing on the cake. Well, sorry, I was looking for an update for that Crestview volleyball match. Just got a little confused here. Looked like we had 2 separate streams going No idea what is going on there. Okay, that one is in set number 4. Crestview up 2-1, and they own a 15-10 lead. There's your update here from Cougarland. Flip over, check that one out on YouTube channel 4. Travis Barty is on the call. Foul going against Crestview. Been a bit more aggressive here in the second half. Hard tumble and another foul against the Cougars. Aaron Lehman goes down in a heap. Just tripped up here by Braden Smith. And they'll allow the junior, I think, to stay on the ball here. They will. Crestview looking to defend 3 Cougar wall. This one goes way airborne. So Crestview restarts now with a goal kick. But at the foot of Grady Klein. Gianpietro staying in between the pipes there. Crestview is trying to find some late game magic. Give the home fans something to cheer about here as we're approaching the 5-minute mark of the match. Big ball, Peregrine to the middle. Didn't have anybody attacking. Not at least keeping up at the moment. Good looking ball. Captured down at the feet here of Smith. And he'll veer it out wide. Here's Braden looking to turn towards the touchline. Brings it back. Series of moves. You sense the frustration. There's just not really anywhere to go with the football. Well, the soccer ball, rather. I was thinking more in football terms where when you're the quarterback and you take the sack and you feel like, hey, the quarterback's got to be to blame here. Not typically the case. It's usually just solid coverage, good schematics, and I think the scheme here tonight has been on par with what I anticipated from Kidron. Lehman lost the handle, still battling back for possession. Now this one punched through by Shire. Swing and a miss. Allows for Ruben Carr to come get back involved. Oh, Gray header down to the feet of Lehman, but he'll get shielded off. Good ball in the middle for Shire. Miller keeps it in. I believe he's earned another corner kick. Just a smooth move here off the shin guards for the opponent. And they have just been living down at the flags here tonight. This is going to be the 10th corner kick of the match. 6 so far in each half. Low line drive. Belted out of there. Cougars defending with 10. And they'll have the throw-in. Looking to move some numbers forward. Do their best to try to disrupt this shutout here for Kidron Central Christian. But that is all they've known since Crestview put their program back together in their 3 meetings so far. There's the shot. Central Christian won last year 4-0. 2 years ago here at the Cougar Den, it was 2-0. And then the first year that they met, back in 22, 7-0 victory for the Comets. So they're going to move to 4-0 in this head-to-head. Cougars looking for another shot attempt, moving it into the attack in third. But a heavy touch, a miss hit. And that will end that offensive possession. Now Lehman to the outside, pushing it out in front here, allowing Carr to run underneath. He's got some guys in white jerseys coming with him. But Gianpietro ends up with the save here on the near side. Good clean hands there by the keeper. Clock down to 1 minute here at Scott Bailey Memorial. Picturesque setting here out in the cornfields of Olivesburg. Got stuck behind a big combine on my drive up here. It is that season right now, farming season. See a lot of those big tractors moving about on their properties. Getting their last fall crops all churned up. Oh, it took a fortuitous Cougar hop, and they put one in. Crestview on the board. Sometimes a little magic's all you need. A bit of good luck. Just fell right at the feet of Kenneth McGregor, and he was able to poke that one in. No shutout here tonight. Crestview gets on the board with just 12 seconds. Check this out again. It's all just about this backspin right there off the hop for Paragon. Should have been out in front. Preston Clark, typically more often than not, going to be able to just get in front of that, shield off a Cougar. But Crestview with the never say die attitude. Their first shot on frame in a while. And they're able to put it home. But tonight is about the Comets. And a 6-1 victory here for Central Christian to remain perfect in NBC play heading into that big-time matchup against Mansfield Christian later in the week that will decide the champion of the Mid-Buckeye Conference in 2025. We're going to take a timeout. We'll be back. We'll have an MVP interview courtesy of the Madison Adult Career Center. Then after that, I'm going to have your final stats and then wrap things up here from Scott Bailey Memorial. Live and free post-game coverage returns here on the OH Report. Hang tight.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
This is Jonathan Langdon. Catch me right here every Thursday for the Block Party presented by Bob and Bob Door Company, your place for volleyball highlights on the OH Report.
Take a look at all the action from Friday night football right here in North Central Ohio with great analysis, highlights, coach interviews, and so much more every single Friday night right here on the OH Report.
Tuesday night high school soccer presented live and free to fans by the Madison Adult Career Center, your local provider for career tech training and healthcare trades, cosmetology programs, and customized workforce training for employees. Simonson Construction Services, Inc. From concept to completion, they can help you make a plan, refine your vision, and build a path for success. Sutton Bank, where you can earn the cash reward of your choice for doing simple activities with Kasasa. Pioneer Career and Technology Center prepares students for college, careers, and the jobs of tomorrow. And by the Crestview Athletic Booster Club, proudly serving Cougar athletics for more than 40 years. Go Cougars! We've got our MVP on the way here from Central Christian. Wilson Lones, junior midfielder, a couple of goals, also handed out an assist. He was great in that first half. Want to get his perspective on the team, the victory, and see what they have in store moving forward. That's coming up here in about a minute, making his way up the bleachers now, so stay right there. We'll have Wilson on the convo in just a minute. Got your player of the game presented by the Madison Adult Career Center. Ben Miller hanging out. Couple of goals for you here tonight and really got the party started. Let's begin at the beginning of the match. And Crestview was putting a little bit of pressure, and I felt like you did a nice job of alleviating that, getting that first goal, and then the late one as well at 3:27 mark there. So just break down how big you think it was to get off to the lead here on the road.
It was big for us. I mean, we looked a little shaky at the start with our defense, but getting that first one really helped us lock in. I mean, yeah, it's always good to get the first goal, so glad we could do that.
And for you guys, you come out of the gates 9-0, and then the last few, a win, tie, and a loss in there. So to get back to your winning ways and play some big-time competitive soccer, just leaving here with a 6-1 victory, how satisfied are you with the overall production from your team tonight?
Very satisfied. It's definitely good to come back from those that loss and that tie with a good, solid win over a team like Crestview. I feel like they're a team that's slept on. They work hard. They got a good offense, so I'm glad we could come out here and do that with the 6-1 win.
You guys coming off of that state Final Four appearance and replacing a bunch of guys in your 11 victories so far in your first 13 games. What can you say about just continuing the tradition and how well you guys have played so far here? And we're getting pretty close to the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking. We got to finish out our season well. We got a few hard games coming up, so definitely focused on what we got ahead. I mean, we like what the results we have so far, so I mean, we just got to keep this up into tournaments and keep it running, see how far we can go.
Looking ahead here, October 3rd, the next match, you got Mansfield Christian coming over to your place. That's going to be the Mid-Buckeye Conference Championship game, and that's kind of been the head-to-head that's been determining the champion within the league. So how much fun is that rivalry for you guys, and how much do you look forward to seeing the Flames on your schedule?
Oh, I love playing Mansfield Christian. It's always a good game. I mean, they play hard, so we're going to play hard too. Hoping to get the win, yeah, for sure. It's just always a great game to play them, yeah.
Well, congratulations getting it done here on the road tonight, and for being our MVP. Got a little tradition here on the OH Report before we cut you loose. If you just want to give some shout-outs to anybody you'd like.
Shout out my boy Cooper for hitting that brace tonight. Way to go, buddy.
There it is, Ben Miller, your Madison Adult Career Center MVP. Thanks so much for the time, man.
Thank you.
Hey, does your checking account pay you with real cash rewards with no monthly maintenance fees ever? Bummer. Ask for Kasasa Rewards Checking. It's our superpower.
Since 1974, Simonson has helped their clients stay on target to meet the goals and deadlines for their projects. From concept to completion, Simonson can design a plan and build a path for success. Let Simonson Construction turn that vision into a reality.
This is Jonathan Langdon. Catch me right here every Thursday for the Block Party presented by Bob and Bob Door Company, your place for volleyball highlights on the OH Report.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Post-game coverage presented by Pioneer Career and Technology Center. 6-1 victory tonight for Central Christian as they take care of the Cougars, but they do get on the board late with a little bit of magic to evade the shutout. I'm Brian Skowronski, been on the call with you guys throughout the entire duration of the game. Let's show you this one by the numbers and how it played out here tonight in Cougar Country. See the possession. Had the Comets tracked for 60% in the first half. Definitely did a lot better here in half number 2. They were dictating the pace, controlling a lot of the action, and forcing Crestview to try to bring the game to them, and just really patient defensively. This is a team that was right on the cusp, 12 seconds away from their 9th shutout victory of the season. They produce plenty of offense, too, and they're dialing it in. They're waiting for proper moments to unleash some shots. That's why 15 of the 24 on frame. Saw some pretty quality goaltending tonight by Gianpietro, but not enough to keep the Cougars in this game, as Central Christian and a team that just year after year, you're going to consider them to be a regional contender, even a state Final Four type of team. And heard from Ben Miller, and just really satisfied with the production tonight and then overall the quality of the performances for them throughout the season. It's been noticeable. This is my second time getting a chance to see them, and they have been lights out. But next on the schedule, the big one. And you saw how big a smile our MVP got when I mentioned Mansfield Christian is up next. That has been the game that has determined who has won the Mid-Buckeye Conference pretty much every year of their existence when those two teams have gone head-to-head. They've met in tournaments a bunch of time. I remember a state Final Four game over at Lexington that went into penalty shootouts. I mean, you want to talk about a rivalry. Central Christian and Mansfield Christian, it's that for small school boys soccer in our area, probably the best that we have. We'll see if they're able to win the NBC with a win over the Flames coming up on October the 3rd. And then on Saturday down in Belleville, I'm going to be on the call. Crestview will visit Clear Fork. We will have that, the last regular season home match for the Colts in that game. Crestview looking to bounce back from their defeat here tonight. That will put a bow, though, on our coverage. Got to say thank you to everybody combining to bring you live and free coverage here tonight. Brandon Powell, your camera operator. Brian Skowronski here was on the call with you guys, tracking a little bit of stats, running some replays, just trying to keep you guys all engaged, but I could not do it without the help of all of our awesome sponsors, including Pioneer Career and Technology Center, Simonson Construction Services, Inc., the Crestview Athletic Booster Club, Madison Adult Career Center, and the Sutton Bank. Shout out to the entire staff out here at Crestview. Timmy Kuhn and the gang always treating us right, and we will be back. More matches. We've got Thursday volleyball back here in the Cougar Den, Friday football, and as mentioned, we will see this Crestview team on the road in Clear Fork. So it is Cougar Week. If you're a fan of Crestview, keep it locked in here on the future of local sports. But for now, for tonight, we are out of here.